Hi guys, Luton here. Now today we're going to look at how to learn about piloting helicopters. This is something I get asked a lot. People want to know how can they do this. Now the thing is, if you go into a public game and pick up a helicopter and you don't know what you're doing, you're either going to get banned or you're going to just get told to get the fuck off the server, because people won't be happy about you just flying around doing nothing, wasting the helicopter, crashing it, whatever. When I started playing the game, I kind of got the fact that that was going to be a problem. I didn't want to embarrass myself. So how can you learn without going into the server? Well, there are a couple of different ways you can do it. One is that you can go to the virtual arsenal within the main setup. This will enable you to test out the helicopters there. Or you can actually go into the editor, create a helicopter and just fly around. This is also a good way to learn about the maps. So we're going to look at both today. First of all, let's look at the virtual arsenal. Now what you're going to do there is you're going to go to learn, and then you're going to go to Virtual Arsenal. Now, the Virtual Arsenal is a great way of checking out different pieces of gear, weapons, building your loadouts, but you can also try out different vehicles by going to the garage. Now here you go into the garage, you can see all the different things that we have going on. We're going to choose one of the helicopters. So let's start off with perhaps the AH-9 Pawnee. So once we get into this thing, we're going to go as a driver. Okay, and then we're just going to try that vehicle. So once we're in here, we can try this vehicle. As you can see, this will enable you to get the hang of the basic controls of the helicopter. So what we're going to want to do first is, of course, start it up. I'm going to take controls. Now we can do the engine on, or we're going to do Q to start this one up. So I'll talk through the actual controls once we get into the actual editor, but I just wanted to show for you that you can actually do this in the virtual arsenal. Okay, and here we go. Okay, you can see that we can fly around here, no problem. No problem at all. Fly the helicopter around in here, and everything is good. So within here you could try a load of different things. You can sort of get a feel for the controls here. You can see what works, what doesn't. You can practice your landing. But to be honest, the virtual arsenal, whilst it's easy to get into here, it doesn't give a good representation of what you might actually face in the world, mainly because you have no points of reference. It's just a gigantic big open space, and you don't really have any objects or anything like this to sort of give you a feeling of distance or proportion. So let's jump out of here now. Now getting into the editor and setting that up is just as simple. What you're going to do, go to editor, and then you're going to want to choose one of these maps. So let's go on to Stratus. And then when you come in on the Stratus map, you'll see that this is essentially like the top-down map view. Okay. Now what you're going to want to do is, let's just go to the airfield here. Now again, you can't see everything right here, so you can kind of guesstimate sort of what is here by the lines. You can see the runways here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to double click, and that will bring up the insert unit option. Okay. And then with this, you can select your different factions. So we're going to go on Blue 4, and then we can select from NATO or FIA. We're going to go NATO. We're going to want to choose Air from the class, and then with the unit, you can choose all of the different units right here. So let's go for the UH Ghost Hawk. Got that in there. You can set control, player as pilot, player as gunner, etc. So we're going to play as pilot, obviously. And if you wanted to start in the air, sometimes you can adjust your elevation. You don't need to worry about that at all, and just click OK. And then once it's there on the ground, you can actually move it around if you wanted to, put it in a different place, and then you just click preview. And there we go, we're straight in. We've got everything we need. And the reason this is good, you can get out. You don't have to just sit in the vehicle. You can get out, have a look at it, whatever you like. And the reason this is good is because this doesn't, well, there's two reasons. One is that it doesn't interfere with anybody else's game. It doesn't bother them, doesn't cause them any problems, and you don't waste resources on a public server. The other thing that's really good about this is that the frame rate is insanely good compared to obviously anything else. If I go on my configuration right here and I go to video, and you'll see that I'm getting 60 frames, okay, which is very good for Arma. So it's all going well. Jump in here. Okay, now I have got a tutorial on how to pilot the helicopters, but I'm going to do a simple, quick one right now, just for the sake of the fact that I'm showcasing how to actually get in here, set this up, and do it, okay? So basically what you're going to do is your basic controls. Okay, start up the engine with Q. So press the Q button. That's going to start your engines. That will start powering up. Okay, so the vehicle is powered up, ready to go. And then again, just by holding Q, that's going to give me some power, and away we go. Now everyone has their keybinds set up slightly differently. I have mine. I have my roll set to A and D on the keyboard. And I can also turn using my mouse. I also have the nose up set on one of my other mouse keys. That enables me to bank very nicely. I have the yaw set on X and C. So that enables me to kind of pull a harder turn, control that. The left throttle to decrease and drop in height, I've got that set to Z, so again I can just come in here. On a lot of the helicopters and other air vehicles now, you have it so that the wheels actually will retract. That's set to right control G. So you see that there, that thing will drop in and out. And really, really important to actually remember to do that if you're coming into land. And then to pull a landing, let's just turn this thing back around. Okay, we'll just come into land over here. We'll just land in front of these bays here. And again, a lot of people dislike obviously going to third person, but I mean if you're just beginning, you can change up between third person and first person. So very often when you come into land, get yourself kind of roughly in the right place, switch to third person, and that's just going to give you, until you get used to the sort of distances involved, it means that you can have a little check around your helicopter, you know, make sure you're in the right space here. Now you might want to sort of correct this off, and then just get it on the ground. Again, try and be careful when you're coming on the ground, but you know, just put it down. There you go, down the ground, no problem. And then of course you turn off your engine depending on what it was you were doing waiting. That's all there really is to it, guys. The benefit, of course, with the editor is that once you get up in the air, you can fly all around the islands, you can explore, you can try and challenge yourself by landing in different positions, and it really gives you a good opportunity to actually test your skills as a pilot. The virtual arsenal is great and it's quick and it's easy, but to really, you know, have the proper experience, and if nothing else, it can be just really enjoyable to just fly around, check out the islands, and see what's, you know, going on. Especially if you're new to the game, really get to explore, know the map without being under threat, and in that way, when you actually get into a public game, you'll have a little bit of a better idea about what's going on and what it is that you're supposed to be doing and where you're going to. So I hope that's a big help. It's very simple to actually get in and set this up, but as I say, I think many of us who play are very aware of the fact that not many people seem to do this. Could well be that they're doing it deliberately to annoy people. But yeah, I think a lot of people just genuinely maybe don't realise that they can do this. And yeah, so that's what you want to do if you want to check out how to pilot a helicopter. Thanks for watching today, guys. If you enjoyed, please drop a little like, etc. Drop a comment, and I'll see you next time for some more Arma 3.